Welcome to Memorial Stadium and the sea of red in the heartland of Lincoln, Nebraska. An uncommon place and home to an uncommon program with a championship pedigree. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and we've got a team that makes it into the top 25. Now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see, the number 13 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Cornhuskers will kick it away first. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. So the Oregon Ducks offense will take the first swing of the game. And this wide receiver, he's the linchpin to the offense. They want to make sure they find a multitude of ways to get him the football. And it's a risk-reward scenario on defense when you're trying to cover this guy, Reese, because you play man coverage, you risk him running by you and catching deep balls, you play too much zone, and then he can hurt you after the catch. A lot of different ways. This guy is very dangerous. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
The Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. Oh, a big decision here early as they leave the offense on the field in their own territory. They want to keep this opening drive alive. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. The definition of 4-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the 1st down. Nothing to worry about.
Fights off the defender. Brought down after he picked up a... This crowd knows when to bring it. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Picks up the 1st down and gets down to avoid contact.
These 3rd downs, man, they're critical down in distances. When you have mobile quarterbacks, it's just so great to know that, 1, they can get it throwing it for your offense, but 2, if it's not there, they can take off and scramble and generate big plays as well. This guy now, because of his athleticism, he's got the offense knocking on the door inside the opponent's 10-yard line. This defense has their hands full in this game because of what you saw right there. This quarterback is one of the fastest players in the entire country, and he runs one in. They're going to have to do a better job getting hats to him because they know they're going to see the QB run a lot today.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They put together an 81-yard drive, and he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cornhuskers offense has its first opportunity of the day. And the spotlight in this game will undoubtedly be on these star wide receivers, David.
I mean, they're featured, Reese. Like, these guys are going to touch the football a lot. These offenses are built to get them the football, to make plays. We're in for a few catches today, Coleman.
We sure are. When you can get open like these guys can, when you have the speed to take the top off of a defense, you know you're going to see a lot of explosive plays today.
Feeling some heat. Throws it out in space. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese. They can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Oh, and he ruins the big gainer with a fumble. Looks as if the defense got it.
Well, these wide receivers are so fast nowadays. They're such big playmakers. I just want to get it to them and let them make it happen. But a lot of times, we're running to them, too. We're focused on funneling the football in the right direction. Defense swarmed, did a good job getting their hand on the football, causing the fumble from the wide receiver.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that. And they got him for the sack.
What a fantastic play there from the linebacker position. When you think about guys like Trev Alberts, Levante David, some of the Nebraska greats playing the linebacker spot, those guys were able to run. And because of that, they could get to the quarterback when blitzing. This guy with his speed is a guy that they need to deploy time and time again, getting after the quarterback. He's got some wheels.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Perhaps drawing confidence by converting an earlier 4th down. They'll try to do it for a 2nd time in the opening quarter. And the incomplete pass lets this defense get the ball back for its own great field position. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Last time they had it, they put it on the deck. The football was not riveted to their rib cage, Jesse.
Need 5 points of pressure moving forward, no doubt. I'll tell you, they knew coming into this game that turnovers were going to be critical. They might give themselves a mulligan for that one, David, but that can't keep happening.
Yeah, but don't change who you are and what you are. Don't get gun-shy because of mistakes. I think that usually turns into more mistakes. So keep doing you, keep being aggressive.
He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the 1st down.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense, sticking to the run. Nice job getting the 1st down.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Dropping back, it's Raiola. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
This quarterback has to know he's got to get rid of the football quickly. This defense has already shown on film that they'll rush this outside linebacker off the edge and make the count 5 on their pass rush. But with his speed and his flexibility, he's too much for a lot of these offensive linemen to handle.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting it forth.
Good right down the boulevard. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Oklahoma is down right now, and that's unusual for this program. Most fans in Norman expect excellence. Let's see if they can provide the spark this team needs. They're trailing by just 4 to Kentucky. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch. Oh, gave the defender the business. Just outstanding vision from the young freshman on that run. This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. Pulls it and fires to the left. At the 35, he's got room. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the 1st down before he steps out of bounds. The Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll run it from the gun. They make the stop, and that's how the 1st quarter will end. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played 1 period. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in their gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Gets it out quickly. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Oregon!
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point makes it 14-3. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make them.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at second down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating a loss on first down.
Wants to throw. It's Raiola. It's complete to the left. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
That play was designed to go to the running back. They were hoping they were going to get man coverage. And one-on-one, that back is going to win that matchup every single time.
They move the tight end all over. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down. The Huskers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Let's see what they've got on second down. He's looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll pull it down and run. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain.
Most offensive coordinators want to be really aggressive on second and short. And I love the quarterback here. He drops back the pass thinking being aggressive. Nothing available. Scramble. Give me an easy first down.
They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the ground.
Yeah, and get that ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast. And you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
I just love this guy's instincts, right? When things aren't open right away, he never panics. He just understands the situation where he is on the field. And he's so confident in his own natural ability that he has the ability to run, go get the first down, keep this drive rolling.
Second down coming up. Leaves it with the running back. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
Just beautiful, and that's a great feeling as a quarterback when you make that throw. It keeps your offense on the field, keeps the offense in rhythm. Obviously not as good as throwing a touchdown pass, but I'll tell you this, way better than having to trot off over to the bench and wait for your turn to get in the shot.
He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Rides to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And you got to get locked in the red zone. A lot of defensive coordinators, they'll tell you, we'll give up yards, but we got to understand what we're trying to get accomplished. Great job down here near the goal line. This defense bowing their neck up and getting a big stop.
They'll run the option. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. 4th down, and this crowd is making it miserable on this offense. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Motion from the offense. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Now on 2nd down. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Safe completion on the screen. On the move at the 30. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. To the air, it's Raiola. Makes a connection. The expressway is wide open. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Cornhusker.
Man, I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement. And listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Nice, just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to move it through the air. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it falls incomplete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there. All wideouts, no backs. They keep attacking through the air. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus. And the Ducks want to pick up the tempo. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Fires to the middle. Touchdown, Ducks! And they take it in for 6 more points.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the capper, a 19-yard toss for the touchdown. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, scores.
Gonna let it fly. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Touchdown, Nebraska! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Wisconsin is ahead early inside Camp Randall, but that's not exactly Ron Dane out there running the ball. This game is a long way from over. They're up by 7 over Indiana. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Gets it out fast. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. They'll go with the 5-wide outset on 2nd and 7. Pocket starts to collapse. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Receiver looks it in, it's complete. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. He wants to throw. Skips away from pressure. He's got it. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Man, this quarterback is having himself a day. Over 200 yards in the first half. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less in the first half.
The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. And with just a few seconds remaining here in the first half, they'll try to kick a field goal. And this one is anything but routine, a 48-yard attempt from the right hash. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. The end of a very interesting first 2 quarters in Lincoln. Each of these 2 offenses has looked like well-oiled machines, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out these 2 passing attacks have run circles around these defenses. Man or zone, nothing seems to be working, and I'm not sure that defensive coordinator is going to be able to figure things out here at halftime. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
The Ducks will kick it off to start the second half. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He just about popped that one for a long one, but as it is, he gives his team a lot of momentum with a solid return. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They ran it on first down, now on second. Handoff from the gun. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? The D thinking bring some heat.
Get out of here with the
Long from the 44. Looking to pass. It's Raiola. And this is going to be incomplete on third down. And the Huskers will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and look for room. He gets a block. And there he goes. He will score. Touchdown, Oregon. So much for putting your heel. Not going backwards. He didn't want to just let that go. He grabbed it and took it to the house.
And when you got that kind of ability, I will give you the green light. Absolutely. You just catch it and you just go. He does the refs 10-yard line, 5-yard line, 1-yard line. When you do that, it's all gravy.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here and make something happen on this side of the football.
And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. To the air, it's Raiola. Didn't have anything working and just had to throw it away on third down. The Cornhuskers will punt it away on fourth down. He'll try to really get into this one. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football.
Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Fires to the tight end. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1. Really good job working through his progression. possession, you get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
The Ducks will keep this drive going.
Well, in that down and distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately to pick up the first.
Offense gets set for second down. Quarterback checking off. Looking to throw it again. And here's a fumble way behind the line. They recover their own fumble. How in the world did the offense avoid that disaster?
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
And they gambled in their own end, and now they give up really good field position.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory, and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
First and goal and a touchdown here really gives them momentum. They'll try to get it in with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. See if they can get it done on second and goal. Tries again to get it in. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
They'll try to blast their way in.
Love the decision to go for it here. You're playing at home. It's early in the game. You're sending a clear message to your guys offensively that we're going to go get this thing cranked up and started right.
And this crowd loves it. They want to go for it on fourth down. They want points. They want action. They want some momentum for us in this football game.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Vanderbilt is currently... But this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jay Cutler, this might not be over just yet. It's a close one right now. They're trailing by 1 to Ole Miss.
Still running at the 40.
We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Big play like that to open a drive just builds the confidence. Now first down from the 46. He's looking to throw it. Whoa, does he turn that loose down the middle? He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. That big play has this defense reeling, and now they'll snap it first and 10 from the 14. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Got out of trouble and throws. It's complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Again, this is a running back. Running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
On second down, looking to throw. He's got it. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You could tell he's thrown over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Ducks! No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to have to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They try to pop a run on the draw. Defense coming through and knocking him down for a loss, and that'll be the end of the 3rd period. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. A 3rd and long coming up here. Dropping back, it's Raiola. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th. And the pass hits, picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. He's at the 10. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Oregon. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country, and he's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure, taking a sack there.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. The Huskers are moving quickly down the field. Looking for a man, it's Raiola. Wide open downfield. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. With the run on 1st and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
They're strong and they're scrawl. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance when you got that 300-plus pound.
And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Husker. And he added the extra point. So a drive there of 85 yards, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. They're down big, but they'll keep fighting to the bitter end and line up for the onside kick here. They got it, able to recover the onside kick, and they get the offense right back out there. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. And they've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. He's got it on the run. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal.
Man, this quarterback's been in a nice rhythm all drive, hasn't he? He's just playing on time. He's making good decisions. He's now got the offense at 1st and goal. I'd let him throw it down here. He has earned that right.
A 1st down run on the doorstep. Touchdown, Cornhusker! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. After that, there might be a few extra tackling drills in practice this week.
Listen, when you only got one guy there, it makes it really hard to get to the ground. You need a swarm. Where are my other guys? You got to get 1, 2, 3 more guys to the football and make sure you get them on the ground.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They still have work to do, trailing by 2 possessions here in the 4th. They'll line up for the onside kick. Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. If they're going to pull off this big rally, they'll need to get this one back. They line up for the onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. Excellent field position here for the offense. The handoff, keep working on that clock. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we've got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Look.
Running toward the tape. Touchdown, Ducks! And they take it in for 6 more points. You see some confidence over there as they're closing in on a Week 7 win. This dude is revving his engine like that duck coming out on a motorcycle. He is putting up points and finding the promised land.
And it's nice to have a guy that can do that. Goodness gracious, they just keep finding at Oregon as trigger men, not only throw the football, but guys who can pick them up and put them down and make big plays.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They'll throw it on 1st down. Fires and picked off. Got some room to run. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passed, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback. And DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this dude.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great way to go.
Caught behind the line. It's Bennett. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. And the Ducks line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
Boy, if that first down play was any indication, they might... Touchdown, Oregon! And the pummeling has started.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Lining up for the PAT. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Wisconsin is putting on a show offensively. Feels like they've been jumping around since the first whistle. They're up by 21 over Indiana. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your...
He's going up top. It's complete. A huge pickup. Right down the gut of the field. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Nebraska. Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end. Defense can't keep playing like that.
The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They're down big, but they'll keep fighting to the bitter end and line up for the onside kick here. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. First down for this offense. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And a decent... The defense makes the stop.
You got to give the coaching staff credit, because they really do focus all season long on situational football with the lead late in the game. If we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds. We're trying to bleed the clock. And after ripping off a really nice run, that guy knew, I've got to get down. I cannot get pushed out of bounds, cannot get tackled out of bounds. Really, really nice job.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Headed to the line at the 23, trying to convert this 3rd and short. The option look. Now the pitch. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Ducks! And the beatdown has ensued. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. They finish it off with a touchdown and seal up this game.
Yeah, this might be what you call garbage time, and it might not really matter because you know the game's out of reach, but I like it. Keep executing, keep finding some more plays. Hey, maybe you find a play later on down the season you might come back to and say, hey, this actually worked in this situation.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, you can't be hanging your head just yet. This game's not over. This coaching staff is still evaluating their players. So if you're on the field right now, you've got to finish this game. You've got to try to prove something to them.
Well, the game is over, to be clear. They're not coming back. But I hear what you're saying. Keep fighting. Keep showing your coaches it matters. And maybe find something positive here late that you can build on for the weeks to come.
Back to throw, it's Rayola. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock. So, Jesse, they're able to connect on the crossing route against the zone. You run that pattern against that coverage. What do you have to keep in mind?
Well, the receiver needs to know where the soft spot is.
And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
Unloads to the wideout. Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains. After this, it'll be a wrap.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but
Lofts one high and deep. And as the ball goes to the turf, the clock has hit 0. After not really playing their best earlier this season, people said, this team is bad. Now they won 3 in a row. This team is good. People are fickle.
yeah, and we're probably the ones who were saying that a little bit, Reese, because they were struggling. It didn't look like they knew who they were, and they didn't have the momentum going. But now they definitely got it together, Jesse, and they look like a different team.
They sure do, David. We know teams get better or they get worse over the course of a season. This team right now, completely different. Almost the polar opposite than what we saw earlier this year. And I'll tell you, look at their schedule and who they've got left. Those teams better be careful. This team is coming for it.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.